You're listening to the Bulldog Insider podcast, brought to you by Essentia Health.
It only takes one step, twist, or crunch to know something doesn't feel right. Essentia Health's orthopedic and sports medicine team gets you back to doing what you love with commitment, resilience, intention. We're here to keep you moving forward. Visit essentiahealth.org to learn more about orthopedics and sports medicine, like nowhere else.
Hello and welcome to the Duluth News Tribune's Bulldog Insider podcast. I'm your host, Matt Wellens, the Bulldogs hockey beat reporter at the News Tribune.
And I'm Zach Schneider, the television voice of UMD Hockey on My Nine Sports.
This week on the podcast, we have a couple of freshmen from the UMD men's hockey team. Welcome to the podcast, Jayson Shaugabay from Warroad and Callum Arnott from King City, Ontario. Jayson, welcome.
Thank you.
Did I butcher your last name? Shaugabay.
Yeah.
I finally got it. Took me forever to I don't know why I couldn't do the last name there.
Matt can spell it, though.
I can spell it.
Which is more important.
I can spell it, no problem. And Cal, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
So I think everyone that listens to this podcast knows plenty about Warroad. In fact, we might have some Hermantown people that are booing you right now, Jayson. So Cal, we're going to start with you. King City, Ontario. Tell us about your hometown. Safe to say it's like a suburb north of Toronto?
Yeah, it's 45 minutes outside of Toronto. Pretty new area, so not much going on. But it's 15 minutes from Vaughan, which is a pretty populated spot. So we just drive there or take the train down to Toronto, me and my brother, when we want to. So, yeah.
So are you a Leafs fan then, growing up there?
Growing up, I wasn't a Leafs fan.
Okay.
I was always a Tampa fan growing up.
Okay.
But now that I'm outside of Canada and people chirp the Leafs like Shogs here, I got to defend them a little bit. So I'm rooting for them this year.
I was going to say, otherwise, we almost had back-to-back, Toronto area guests here who didn't root for the Maple Leafs. Why were you a Tampa Bay Lightning fan?
Growing up, I just loved Steven Stamkos, watching him. That was probably the main reason. And then as I got a little bit older, I started watching Braden Point, who also played for Tampa. But yeah, just moving away from Canada, you kind of just want to see them win at this point. Something's got to change.
It's not easy defending the Maple Leafs,
no.
right? That's a challenge I feel like you've taken on here.
Yeah, no, it's not easy. Shogs lets me hear it from time to time. So.
You'll fit in well with the Minnesota pro sports teams that we have.
Yeah.
Cal, take us through your path to UMD, which included 2 seasons on the other side of the continent. You were playing for the Penticton Vs of the BCHL. How'd you get to UMD?
I think playing in Penticton, obviously, Fred Harbinson, our coach there, has had a huge impact on my career and my brother's actually too. So just talking with him, obviously someone who I trust, and my dad. So once UMD came knocking, it's tough to turn it down.
Your brother also played in Penticton. That was before he played before you got there, right?
Yeah.
He moved on to Maine. Why UMD and maybe not follow your brother to Maine?
Well, I think obviously it crossed my mind it'd be awesome to play with my brother at Maine, but even he said don't let me influence your decision on college. So then I kind of imagine if we played against each other or something like that, that would be a lot cooler, I feel like. So then once I made my own decision, it was UMD all the way.
What's in the water in Penticton? We hear so much about players that go there and they end up at UMD or other D1 colleges. What's the secret sauce they got in that program that creates or attracts a lot of these talented players? Yeah,
obviously, I think it's just the culture that's there. Started by Fred, and then it goes top to bottom. It's just a pro culture, a winning culture. And right when you get there as a rookie, as an 18-year-old like I did, you learn right away that you're going to be held accountable for what you do on the ice. And then I think it just filters through into your next year. You teach the younger guys, and I think it just starts from there.
How much does that factor into a decision to go play junior somewhere or to go to college somewhere? I mean, we ask all the time, right? You know, UMD has a history of getting guys to the next level. Penticton obviously has a history of getting guys to Division I and to college. I mean, is that Is that a real thing where you're looking at the track record that these programs have of getting guys to move on past the program?
Yeah, I think you obviously want to go to a winning team, but like you kind of got to think personally in terms of self-development and stuff like that. So obviously it plays a huge factor. But I was lucky enough, obviously my brother went there before me, so I kind of knew what it was like and got to be around the team that way. So I think that's probably it, yeah.
How does it work? This is a question just because I don't know. In like the USHL, you might get drafted to a team. Is it the same in the BCHL? Do you get to choose which team you kind of want to go try out for or put the hat in the ring, kind of like college?
Yeah, there's no BCHL draft. So like for me, I was playing prep school in Toronto, and then that's when I started talking to Penticton, and then you kind of just sign like a thing that says I'll come play for you, and then that's kind of how it works.
Okay, so it's similar to the college recruiting process.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there was like in major junior, if you were going to go play major junior, you would have had to play in the OHL, the Ontario League, right?
Yeah.
You couldn't have went and played in the WHL or anything like that.
No, because so you get drafted at like 16, so then that team owns your rights, and then you can choose to sign or not.
Yeah. But junior A, you got the freedom to play wherever you want in the country.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that better. I always thought the regionalization thing was kind of weird in major junior. Cal, you have an uncle, Jayson, who played 18 seasons in the NHL. I'm going to run through all the teams here, man. Edmonton, New Jersey, Dallas, Nashville, Washington, St. Louis. Which of those teams was your favorite?
Probably Nashville, just because that's the only one I really remember going to watch him play because we were so young. But
that would be the most fun city to go watch him play in, I feel like, as well.
Yeah, I think also we got a bunch of his old jerseys, and the Dallas ones are pretty sweet, the old style. So either one of those. Either one of those.
What's it like having an uncle in the NHL?
Yeah, it's obviously special. Just because he knows so much and teaches me and my brother a lot, like growing up especially. But when I was younger, you kind of just think that's normal because like I don't know anything else. But then as I got older, I kind of realized like it's something special and someone I can lean on for sure.
Jayson, you grew up in a little town in Minnesota that's produced a couple NHLers. Warroad there. I think sometimes people think it's just regular for you guys going on to college and the NHL. Take us through your path to UMD and appropriate with who you guys are playing coming up here. How'd you not end up at North Dakota like Brock Nelson or TJ Oshie? I feel like that's Fighting Hawks territory there, Warroad, isn't it?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think a lot of people were kind of surprised in the world that I didn't choose to go there, but I think the main reason why is I just felt a little more wanted. I felt like I was a little bit more, wanted, I guess I could say. I just felt more comfortable here, and I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it. It's just something felt right here. When I came for my unofficial visit a few years ago, I remember leaving here, and I was like, I couldn't imagine being anywhere else, and that was pretty much the turning point.
Even though you were going to have to probably play with the bunch of Hermantown kids.
No, I know. It's fine.
What's it like growing up in Warroad, in a city that nicknamed Hockey Town? My wife, a Red Wings fan, would argue with you till the end of time. She already does with Jess Myers. They get into big fights all the time on social media about what's the real hockey town. But what's it like growing up in Minnesota's hockey town in Warroad?
It was unbelievable. I mean, I still couldn't imagine living anywhere else, even when I grow up, when I get older. I mean, the culture there and the love that everybody has for each other and for the sport is it's pretty unbelievable. And it's normal to me. But when I go other places and I see it's just different. It's more of like I don't want to say business, but it's just more like serious. Like in Warroad, it's just, you skate all day with your buddies and messing around and just enjoying it and enjoying life. And I think that's just the vibe you get in Warroad. And I think that's kind of just I don't even know how to explain it. But it's just unbelievable, and I couldn't imagine living anywhere else.
We've seen some of that change, even in a city like Duluth, which is known for its hockey, known for its outdoor rinks. Some of them have gone away over the years, even since I was a kid, 20-some-odd years ago. And is Warroad different than when you were a kid, or is there still tons of outdoor ice? I've heard stories, I don't know how true they are, about the high school players have a key to the rink. You can go skate anytime, any time of day, turn the lights on, lock the door when you leave type of thing. Do you know if it's still, did that ever happen, first of all? And is it still that way today?
So when I was a kid, actually, me and my buddies, we would skate from like 7 o'clock to like midnight. And there was a couple nights where we spent the night at the rink. Like we brought air mattresses and like slept in like the lobby of the rink. And just like our parents brought out snacks on the big tables. And like we just had a full night, like me and all my buddies at the rink. And then even now, like this summer and when I was in high school, at like 9 o'clock at night, like my dad has a key to the rink, and I'll just go to the rink and skate or shoot pucks at night if I got bored or whatever. And so it's still now, it's still happening. And I mean, I think for me, that's the biggest reason why I think there's so much success in Warroad is everybody loves it, and you get to do it pretty much whenever you want for the most part. And I think that's why Warroad's been pretty successful.
They didn't give any of you kids the keys to the Zambonis at all, did you? No. Okay. Limits. There are limits in Warroad. You guys can have keys to the rink and have sleepovers there, but can't drive the Zamboni. You were Minnesota's Mr. Hockey Award winner in 2023, Jayson. We kind of seen a lot of Mr. Hockey winners go straight from high school to college, but you went to the USHL last year, played in Green Bay. Take us through that decision and that experience.
Sorry. So basically, it wasn't really my choice to go back to Green Bay. They pretty much just said they wanted me to play a year in Green Bay and get a little bit older, stronger, and be a little more ready to come into the college level, which I kind of wanted to do anyway. It's kind of a smarter idea. I mean, and that's pretty much it. In Green Bay, obviously, I was drafted by them a few years ago, and I played there after my junior year, senior year. I did all that, so I was already really comfortable there, and I loved it there, and I had a really good billet family, so I was really excited to go back there. And so it wasn't really too much my choice, but I'm really happy that's what happened.
I was going to say, looking back, do you think that was the right choice? Because it's interesting. We've talked to a couple guys on this podcast. I think Blake Biondi had mentioned to us that he had said, yeah, maybe I wish I had that year of juniors before coming in here. I think Riley Tufte's brought it up. We've heard guys say it. I wish I maybe could have come in a year older and been more prepared. Did it help prepare you more?
Yeah, I think it did for sure. It was definitely the right decision.
Did you get to spend any time at Lambeau Field while you're over there playing for the Gamblers, the Resch Center right next door there?
I didn't. I had the opportunity to, but I'm just not the biggest football guy. I just didn't really have the urge to do that.
Okay.
I could have, but
I have a cousin who works over there. I could have helped all you guys out last year. You needed the special tour and such. Are you a Vikings? Are you a Vikings fan, like hardcore Vikings fan, or not really?
I just not really a big football.
Just not a big football guy. Okay, all right. I could see like some Vikings fans like who refuse. I'm not stepping foot in Lambeau Field. All right, Jayson. Standard question for anyone from Hermantown or Warroad: should those two schools move up to Class AA?
No.
All right. Moving on. Send all your hate, all the AA haters. Cal, do you know what we're talking about?
No,
okay, you will learn all about that come February and March. Minnesota high school hockey tournament. There's nothing more controversial in this state than the A versus AA.
You're rooming with the Plants, which I think we're going to get into. So I'm sure you've talked about this. Maybe you haven't, but there's a ton of conversation come February and March around Hermantown in this area. I don't know what the conversation is like up in Warroad. Is there as much conversation up there, or is it a little bit different in that community?
What do you mean by conversation?
Are there people that think that Warroad should be playing at AA and bring it up every time they get a chance?
I mean, I don't think so. Just because Warroad's so small.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe Hermantown could be AA. I don't know. but no.
They should go first.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys should prepare Cal for when it comes to the high school state hockey tournament. It gets a little crazy.
All I've heard is the Plants just give it to Shogs for beating them in the championship. That's all I hear. Every 5 minutes.
It's actually every day.
No, it is.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to get into in the second half here, living with the Plante Brothers. For you two, what's it been like being part of this large freshman class that's all come in together? And I'm wondering if it helps having this many newcomers coming in together, or what's that like? Cal, I'll start with you. You're one of the older guys among this group of freshmen.
Yeah, Shaugabay lets me know I'm
An old man.
1 year older than him. But no, I think it's been great. I think it helps all of us living in an apartment together. So we hang out every night, watch movies. We've been playing a lot of pickleball. Basketball, yeah, Dominic, tie basketball. But
Fortnite.
we've been playing a lot of video games now. That's getting colder, actually. But I think, just having us all there and then learning from like our older guys like Dom and Gally, I think they've been really great to us, kind of showing us like these are your brothers for the next 4 years. So I think we really embrace that. So I think I've loved it. Yeah, having a lot of freshmen to kind of learn with and grow with.
Yeah, pretty much just what he's saying. You get so close with these guys already, like with Callum, Max and Zam and the other freshmen that live in the apartment. We're already so close, and it's Halloween. So we're already like brothers already, and just what he was saying. Dom and Gally and some of those older guys really preached to us that these are going to be your brothers for life, and I think we really took it to heart.
Who's the best pickleball player?
Probably me.
No, I think
No, not me. Definitely not me.
I don't know. Zam's got this serve that's just like should be illegal. I
don't even know
He
what it
spins
is.
the ball and it's like, all right, relax. Like,
He tries the hardest.
I know he
Tries the
Sam
hardest.
can't lose at anything.
No.
Yeah.
Who's the best basketball player?
I think it's me for sure.
Yeah.
Cal? Yeah.
Well, he's also got one at his house back in Toronto.
No,
Oh, okay.
no, I grind on the court.
Did you guys play other sports in high school? Did you play basketball, Cal?
No, I played lacrosse actually.
Okay.
Field lacrosse.
Golf.
He says with a smile.
Yeah.
For those people
No.
that are just listening.
Yeah. Hey, Dylan Sandberg was a big golfer too.
Yeah.
Got into a pro event.
He's
this
now a
last-
professional.
Yeah, now
Were you
a
a good
professional
golfer?
golfer.
I'm all right. You think
Beat
I'm a
him.
good golfer?
I beat him last round. Of
He
the
did not beat me.
last round of the year. Yeah, I
You
did.
and Ty did.
You had Bency.
2-on-1?
Yeah.
No, it was 2-on-2. Straight up. Beat him.
They are like brothers.
Yeah,
Jeez.
they are getting there already. Who's the best gamer? Who's Fortnite player? Who's the best?
Well, so we got a leaderboard. So we play Fortnite.
Yeah.
And we got a leaderboard of everyone's wins. Zam right now has the most wins.
He's got the most. Okay, but he also
It's
has
controversial. 'Cause he is-
quadruple games played.
He plays a lot of
only
games.
plays.
Oh,
Fortnite.
okay.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
play like two a day. He plays at least 9.
Yeah.
Okay. He's specialized.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
This once again follows Zach's. Zam can't lose it at anything.
Right.
Oh, no.
He lets us know.
He yells at that TV.
Speaking of Zam, talking a little hockey here. You guys, the two of you and Zam were on a line for a little bit. Jayson, you started originally playing with the Plante Brothers. Scott brought this up when Max got injured, that being roommates, he thought was, I don't know if it was a joke or not, but he mentioned, hey, they're already roommates, so why not put them together as line mates? Anything to that? Did it help the chemistry at all for Jayson, whether it was you and the Plante Brothers or Cal, you jumping on that line for a bit there when Max went down? Being roommates help chemistry as line mates at all?
I mean,
Jayson?
I think it does.
Yeah, I think just like, because we know kind of how to talk to each other. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we don't
It's
rip
just-
each other, but we know.
It's like, it's like, I don't know how to explain it.
I think it does.
But it does for sure. I don't know how to explain it, but it
Can't
definitely
explain
does,
it,
yeah.
but it helps roommates
Yeah.
and line mates there. Cal, where are you most comfortable? Is it center or wing? You've played all over already to start.
I played both my whole life, kind of just going back and forth. But I think center's where I'm most comfortable. Yeah.
What is it about the middle that you're most comfortable with?
I think it just gives me a better opportunity to distribute pucks from the middle. I think face-offs is one thing I take a lot of pride into. So I think, just being in the middle is better for me.
Scott will always shy away from this as an excuse, right? But we're just offering a chance to explain. But moving around the lineup, having different lineups, playing different positions, how difficult is it as a young player, having different responsibilities, different guys you're playing with, and trying to figure out, this college hockey thing? How much more difficult is it than, with the injuries that you've had that have kind of forced him to shuffle things around?
Yeah, I think obviously it takes a little adjustment going from center to wing and playing with different guys. But like in Penticton, that's what it was too. You're kind of just playing with new guys almost, like at the start of the year especially. So I think I'm a little used to it, but obviously at the college level, it's much different.
I think over the first 8 games or so, we've seen you kind of grow. Have you become more comfortable? Have you felt that? Because from up top, just watching, it feels like you're starting to figure this out and play at a faster speed than you were at the beginning of the year. Have you noticed a jump from where you were in early October?
Yeah, I think it just stems from like thinking about all the work I put in the summer, and I think it just like make little plays in the game, and then you're like, all right, like I can make plays out here, and then you try to do something that'll impact the team positively. And I think just getting better every day is something we all talk about, but yeah, I feel better on the ice for sure.
Jayson, what do you feel you and Zam have been able to learn from playing with Dom James the last couple of weeks here?
I think mostly just how he carries himself and how he views every shift and every practice. Like he's obviously an unreal talent, but he cares more than anybody, and he works his butt off at all times, and he's great, like communicator. He keeps the boys in it, even if we're out of it. He's just an unbelievable leader, and I think his leadership is the biggest thing that at least I have taken from him is the way he carries himself on and off the ice.
So we're recording this kind of a week, almost a week ahead of time here. It's going to post on Thursday, so maybe Scott will have already answered this question by the time this podcast posts. But Jayson, when are we going to see you and the Plante Brothers back together? How's Max doing?
He's doing all right. I mean, practiced today. He did a couple drills. He can't really shoot yet, but he can handle the puck a little bit. So hopefully by Miami he'll be ready to go. Is what we're hoping for.
The injury hasn't hurt his Fortnite skills at all, have they?
It's probably made him better.
Yeah,
they made him better.
Play more.
A little more time, yeah. That line was so good in the Bemidji game, I thought, you and the Plante Brothers. And, I mean, sometimes we talk about freshmen maybe taking a few games to get their feet wet. You kind of exploded onto the scene with the 2 goals and an assist in that first game. But we heard when you were coming in and when we saw you at Warroad, it was like, this guy's a playmaker, he'll set up a lot of goals, and then you score 2 in your first collegiate game. I mean, obviously 1 game isn't the whole season. There's a lot of work left to be done. But what was that feeling like? It doesn't happen to a lot of guys to get 3 points in their first game.
It was just surprising, to be honest with you. I didn't think I was going to be scoring any goals before Christmas, so that was pretty surprising. But I mean, obviously it feels good, and I just got set up from the Plantes and then one from Ty. So. We were playing well that game. I think it was just we were just so excited to be playing our first college game, and obviously Zam and Max are unbelievable hockey players, so playing with them is pretty easy, and it was a pretty good start.
I thought Max overpassed the first goal that you had. Did you know how little time was on the clock when you scored the first one?
Like when I got on the ice, I think I got just like jumped out with like 10 seconds left. I'm like, all right, let's just like be in our positions, like let's not let them get in the zone, and then they turn it over or whatever, and whatever happened, but. Yeah, I didn't know how much time was left. I knew there wasn't a lot.
Maybe better that you didn't know.
Yeah.
No goals before Christmas, really?
Well, not actually, but it was surprising, I guess.
All right, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll have more with Cal and Jayson. You're listening to the Bulldog Insider podcast, brought to you by Essentia Health.
Hi, I'm Maria Lockwood, a reporter with the Superior Telegram. Explore Superior and Douglas County history with me on Archive Dive, a monthly podcast available at superiortelegram.com or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Welcome back to the Bulldog Insider podcast, brought to you by Essentia Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. They're proud to be the team physicians for the UMD Bulldogs and provide sports medicine care to more than 25,000 student athletes in the community to ensure they can compete at the highest level while protecting their long-term health and athletic futures. Thanks to Essentia Health for their support of the Bulldog Insider podcast. Welcome back to the Bulldog Insider podcast. I'm Matt Wellens, along with my co-host Zach Schneider and our guests this week, Jayson Shaugabay and Callum Arnott. So we had your roommates, we've already touched on it, Sam and Max, on the podcast earlier this season. And because of that episode, we now have some follow-up questions for you. Some are our own. Some were actually questions Sam and Max said we had to ask you, and then we got a listener question as well. First one, the listener question. Angel Carl submitted this one on Twitter. What is it like living with the Plante Brothers? Cal, you're going to start.
Well, I think just one word would be entertaining. Like every night it's something new.
It's a treat. For sure.
Oh yeah, but like if I was living with my brother, it'd be the same thing. but it's funny being just kind of on the side listening, and you got to pick and choose your side. So I think it's a win-win for us. We can't lose an argument. So
no, it was fun.
Jayson, you called it a treat, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's, they're very entertaining.
Do they make you pick sides?
Yeah, they try to bring us into it. Like,
they'll be fighting, and then they'll be like, you know what I'm saying? And then we'll be like, what?
Yeah. Max will be like, well, Callum and Shaugabay agree with me. We just kind of stare at the TV if it gets too serious.
Yeah. Do you have to call in Ty? We heard Ty not only maybe eggs on fights, but also has after all these years, knows how to stop them.
Oh yeah, he'll just like if Zam or whatever is and they're fighting her, he'll just be like, Jayson, hit them or hit them. I'm like, I'm not hitting them. You can hit them. I'm not hitting them. But no, he definitely he knows how to take care of those two.
You guys haven't had to call like their parents at all yet. You don't have like their parents.
No, we call Ty.
Just call Ty. Just call Ty. Ty's overseeing.
Ty will either shut it down or keep him going.
Ty's the dad of the apartment.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Max told us we have to ask you two about all the stuff that Zam has. That sounded like it's an ongoing.
Jayson rolled his eyes. Start with him.
He's just got stuff everywhere. Like everywhere you look, you'll see something of Zam's, and it's not put away. It's everywhere. His room was a mess. He cleaned it up a little bit, but
what kind of stuff are we talking? Clothes.
I think it's everything.
Hunting stuff.
I was gonna say hunting stuff.
A million shoes, a million hats, like stuff everywhere.
Yeah, I think
Everywhere.
when Zam leaves something in our little living room and Max has to pick it up, he'll make sure he sees us. He'll make sure
he'll take a video of it.
Yeah, he'll take a video. He'll say, well, this is Zam's again, and then walk away.
Or the dishes is a problem.
Yeah.
They've gotten mad at the dishes.
They've gotten mad at the dishes.
Well, because let's say Zam will make food or something and then not clean any of it up.
Yep.
And then Max will get.
Then Max is the one that gets mad.
Yeah, and then they have a full-on fight about it.
So I always see like the memes on the internet is the older brother is the one who is like the clean and tidy one, and the middle child, which is Max, is the crazy one. That's flipped.
Yeah.
That's definitely flipped.
Yeah, I think so.
Is he at least making food for like the whole house or just him?
There'll be nights where he offers.
A couple nights.
Yeah, we've had a spaghetti table actually a couple nights before games, which I've never heard of, but it was good.
Canadian.
What's this? I mentioned spaghetti table, just like kind of build your own spaghetti.
No, it's like we'll clear
Big
the
thing
table.
at table. Or a big thing of table, a big thing of spaghetti on the table. You just put a cloth down and you just eat from it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's new to me. Zach,
I've done it before.
you've done it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's entirely new to me. So don't worry, Cal. You're not alone on that one. Are you guys used to fights yet? But they did say they feel like this was like a month into you guys probably living together that you've suffered enough already. I feel like they do recognize that their fights are sometimes a burden on them. Or are you just used to them by now?
Well, I had an idea. Obviously, growing up with an older brother, you don't always see eye to eye, and a lot of fights happen. So, but I think like lately they've been better because Zam's been hunting a lot, so they haven't been around each other. But but the first month was crazy.
It was really bad, actually. Yeah.
Well, they had some years of probably, I'm assuming, brotherly fights to catch up on.
Yeah, I was gonna say they'd been apart for so long that they probably forgot what it was like.
All right, this was Zam and Max. We're supposed to ask you two about the matching tattoos you guys got.
Oh yeah.
What's the story behind those?
Well, I've always wanted to get a tattoo. Just didn't really know what to get, and Shaugabay has a couple on his arm. 8, yeah. But so we just we're talking and thought we'd get matching ones, and I think we were eating dinner
at Grandma's next to the bridge.
And we were like, what if we get the bridge? So I got mine like right here on my forearm.
I got mine here.
Yeah.
That's a great Duluth tattoo right there, the lift bridge.
I like it.
Nice. Plante Brothers wouldn't join in with you guys? Tried to make it house tattoos and wouldn't happen. Huh?
No.
You gonna get more now, Cal?
I think so, yeah. I just
get
don't
another
know what
matching
to
one.
get. You just want to match all of them.
Just get the other 7 that he has, and then you'll be caught up.
All right. These are like your basic roommate questions. I mean, I think we already know the answer to this one. Who in your apartment is the messiest? Zam?
Zam, yeah.
Zam, yeah. Who's the cleanest?
Jayson.
No, I think
It's 100% me.
no. Well, Max cleans the room sometimes.
I clean the bathroom. That's the worst spot.
That's so fake, but
It's not
I think
fake.
it's Max. I think Max is the cleanest in our room.
No.
What, Jayson, you're the one that's willing to clean the bathroom?
Yeah, I clean the bathroom. I don't get any credit for it.
I think that's major points.
No one's ever
Right
seen him
there.
clean the bathroom.
As the person who has to clean.
Yeah, because I do it when you all go to bed.
Is the bathroom clean?
No.
Oh,
Well, I clean it every once in a while. I don't clean it all the time.
I was going to say, I'm the one that has to clean the bathroom in my house. And yeah, it's clean for those 5 seconds after I clean it. And then it gets trashed by my kids again. Who in the apartment is the best cook?
Not us.
No, I think Sam.
Probably Sam.
Sam cooks a lot.
He's always
Yeah.
got, he has so much food.
Like we came home one night and there was
Dead bird
Dead
just
grouse or whatever
laying in our
fridge.
fridge. Just like
I was like, am I seeing that right?
feathers everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I roomed with Yoopers. I went to Northern Michigan and I roomed with Yoopers. So I was used to dead animals like in our fridge, in our house. Also a basement full of bear bait.
Yeah.
As well during bear season. So
what was it, like a pheasant or something?
I think
He
it's
just
grouse.
He goes
Grouse?
grouse hunting every day.
And he cooked it?
Oh, he cooks it. Yeah.
yeah.
Good for him.
yeah, I was gonna say, is he cooking any of the animals that he shoots for
Oh,
you
he
guys?
cooks all of
Yeah,
them.
but he
Cooks all.
should,
Yeah.
he's got a lot of animals though.
You're going to need a deep freezer in your apartment.
Can you bring deep freezers into Oakland apartments on campus there? Is that
As long as they don't find it, I guess. It's probably bad advice to give these two.
who in the apartment is the loudest?
Zam.
Sam.
Without a
Zam.
question. Oh, yeah.
Still Zam.
He'll yell at the TV if he's losing Fortnite or
Or just yell to
Just
yell
yell,
sometimes.
yeah.
Just yells. Okay. Who's responsible for keeping the peace in the house?
Us too.
I think us.
Yeah.
You too? Okay.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you have to call in Ty Hansen
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
reinforcements.
If
He
we
pretty
don't-
much lives in our.
Yeah, Ty
he just goes to
Ty's
sleep
always
in
in our
his.
room. Yeah.
Okay. Two more listener questions, not roommate related. Who has the best nickname on the team? This comes from Dan on Twitter.
I think Betty Bomb. I like
Betty
I
Bomb's
like Betty
good.
Bomb.
I'm trying to think here.
For Kyle, that's Kyle Bettens.
Kyle Bettens.
Yeah. I like
think-
that it's not just Betty. I like that there's some more substance to it.
I think
there.
Zach Sandy, like Junior.
Junior's
That's
good.
a
Junior.
good one.
Yeah, that was he was required to have a nickname because when he came in, we had two Zachs in goal, and then of course
Yeah.
Sandy and Sandy. So always fun listening to Scott Sandy Sandlin talk about both Zachs in a sentence and not necessarily always knowing which one he was talking about. Anyone
Do
else?
you guys have nicknames
I'm trying to think.
other than Shogs? Or is that really what?
Shogs or Sugar? Sugar.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that one before.
Sugar.
I've had a bunch of nicknames. Like last year, guys, what did you say?
Beauty.
Called me Sal my first year in juniors.
Why?
Just like Cal and Sal. I don't know.
Just because it rhymes?
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
know. Mostly Cal, but it gets tough when because people call Gally Gal. So like sometimes I like when he says
Right.
Gal or Cal, but no, I've had California.
Just every different play
Yeah,
on
pretty
Cal
much.
that you
Yeah,
can.
yeah.
All right. Last one from Duluth Bulldogs, Hockeytown, USA on Twitter. What has the biggest difference between junior hockey and D1 college been? Cal, I'll start with you.
I think just I'd say the speed of the game and just everyone has that kind of man strength now. You're playing against grown men essentially in college, and in juniors you're not. So I'd say those are the two main differences that I noticed.
Jayson, how about you?
Yeah, just what he said. It's just a little faster, and everybody's a little stronger, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. We'll wrap it up there with you guys. We'll see if we got to bring you back on in a couple weeks if the plants require a response episode or anything.
The good
like
news
that.
is that they said they were already planning to live together next year. So
We'll try and wait for maybe next season. Maybe we'll bring the whole house
Get
on
the
or
whole house
something.
on there.
Yeah. We'll just have Ty sit off to the side here though, and he's just gonna like moderate.
Narrate it.
He's gonna sit next to Wyatt here and co-produce the episode and moderate here. That's all the time we have on the Bulldog Insider podcast this week. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. Like us, subscribe, and rate us. For more Bulldogs hockey coverage, visit DuluthNewsTribune.com/Bulldog Insider. Subscribe to gain access to all of our coverage all season long. Zach, what does the My9 coverage look like for UMD North Dakota coming up here?
We got both games. We always like when this series happens in the first half of the season because that means CBS Sports won't take a game from us, so we get to do both ends of one of the most fun series of the year. So 7 o'clock Friday, 6 o'clock Saturday for the men against North Dakota, and the women are off. And then next weekend they got Minnesota, and we'll have those games on My9 as well.
Thanks to our sponsor, Essentia Health, for their support of the Bulldog Insider podcast. And thanks to all of you for listening. We'll catch you next week.